Hello, fellow Americans. I'm coming to you live from Mr. Steffler's 6th-hour class, and I'm trying to shoot a video about Chapter 7, and it's mainly about the Industrial Revolution and the effects of the Industrial Revolution, and it also talks about the Jacksonian era. So we are going to start out talking about what the test is going to look like. It's already posted on Edmodo. The test is going to be measuring whether or not you can write quality facts. So let's talk about what a quality fact is. A quality fact is a fact. It can't have anything in it that is not factual. Like, that's the number one rule in a quality fact. It has to be factual. Secondly, it has to have a capital letter at the beginning and a period at the end. It must be a complete sentence. The third aspect to a quality fact is when I read it, when I'm reading the quality fact, I can't say to myself, what are they talking about? Or asking whether I need more information. All the information must be in there and it must be complete. So let's just talk about the topics that I'm going to be talking about. First topic, you have to choose 3 of these topics. The topics are the northern factories, so it's going to be talking about the textiles. It's going to be talking about the water wheels. It's going to be talking about the northern cities, the fast-moving rivers, the fact that there's a lot of workers. All these things have to do with the factories in the north. Going to talk about the factory workers. That's the next topic, where they have talk about the Lowell Mills and the mill girls and the unions. It's going to talk about the immigrants and their push-pull factors. Obviously, one of the big pulls is the factories in the north is pulling these jobs, are pulling people here, but it's also creating conflict between the people who are already here working those jobs and the people who are coming here for those jobs. And then it's also the last part on page 1 is the effects of immigration on America. This is where you could talk about the nativist movement, the green machine. You could talk about the influx of Catholics into our country, how they're coming for freedom of religion, yet they're being persecuted for their religion, similar to the Mormons. So all those things are asked about on page 1. Page 2 asks about, you have to choose 3 out of the 4 topics, talking about changes in transportation, mainly to do with like the steamboat, the railroad, changes in communication, mainly to do with Samuel Morse and Morse Code and the telegraph. We have changes in agriculture, talking about John Deere and Cyrus McCormick and their inventions to help feed these northern cities that are growing so much. Somebody's got to feed all these people. And then obviously all these people and all of this industry is going to cause changes in the environment. We're going to have deforestation. We're going to be digging canals. We're going to be laying down railroads. We're going to be mining. All this stuff is going to impact the environment. So that is something that you could write about, is the impacts on the environment. I mean, obviously, like I said, coal mining, digging canals, the Erie Canal. Other aspects are, like I said, deforestation, which deforestation actually is helping build the cities with the wood from the forest that we cut down. So the back page of the test has a definition, define industrial revolution. I'm going to leave that up to you. It's a 4-point question, so make sure that you don't leave out any facts when you're discussing the Industrial Revolution. And then the last part is about Jackson. And you have to choose 2 out of the 4 out of the categories. You only have to choose 2, which is nice. But your categories is Jackson's War on the Bank and why he might have had a war on the bank. The spoils system. How it affected the American people, how it affected Jackson, why Jackson used the spoils system. The nullification crisis. Having to do with the division of the country over this tariff and whether the North and South could actually get along and kind of challenge Jackson's power. So that is another aspect. And then the last part is Jacksonian Democracy. And what Jacksonian Democracy is, like the rise of the common man. And like, who was Andrew Jackson? Actually, to be honest with you, the thing I think you probably know most about is Jacksonian Democracy. I just didn't call it that a lot. But that's what it is. It's, the rise of the common man. Jacksonian Democracy has a lot to do with his war on the bank and his, distrust of the rich and powerful. So does the spoils system. A lot of people feel bad for the people who were fired, but you got to understand that a lot of people in this country saw the government as corrupt, and those workers that Jackson fired, a lot of them were corrupt workers who were bribe takers, who had been in their jobs a long time, and Jackson thought it was someone else's turn to have such a good job. So I hope that this video helps you to create your facts. What I would do is I would make a list of my facts. I would choose what I have. I'm about to send a student to the office for a detention because they won't stop talking during the end of this video, but that's fine. It's not going to be you probably. And so at the end here, I just want to say, make sure you spend at least an hour tonight on this. No less can do. God bless you, and God bless America. Boom. All right.